Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is the join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. Well, Dora Siliya doesn't seem to be staying out of the news. So as you may be aware, former press aide to Edgar Chagwa, Amos Chanda, has now joined the UPND press team. So on the press briefings that has been appearing, there's one where he stated to say there was an illegal deal that was happening, which involved a private jet in Congo. Pretty much he put up a number of allegations and things that were happening in State House, and also the fact that he was in charge when President Lungu wasn't around. People wondering to say, how can he be in charge when he was never left presidential powers? Because there was always an acting president every time President Lungu left the country, and it was never Amos Chanda. So the people asking his capacity. So and then is he just trying to implicate himself in cases that he may not be aware of? So around that. So among the people, Dora's book, one of the things that she reviewed, saying former Minister of Information Doracia says Amos Chanda was a liar who had lied that who had lied to Swatini King had given him a land alongside President Edgar Lungu. So narrating a story in a book, Siliya said Siliya sought a meeting with Lungu to counter-check the information Amos gave her, that Lungu and him were given land in Swatini. She said that the meeting attended by other State House aides was a spark. And then as expected, Amos' reaction was explosive, avoiding for questioning him. He referred to the State Council in the derogatory manner and questioned whom the State Council thought he was to ask him anything. It was said to watch, and then he wrote in a book. Of course, Amos exploded as his own shortcomings by failing to get along with colleagues. Added Siliya. So Dora says they left the meeting and State House in shock and requested for another meeting with Edgar Chagwa, which obviously was prevented. And then the president simply said, you caught your friend lying, right? With a twinkle in his eye, and reference to Amos Chanda. Dora further revealed in a book. So he says that lie is what is referred to in a book where Amos Chanda was alleging to say he had been given land in Swatini, pretty much what we used to call Swaziland, alongside Edgar Chagwa, to which he was caught napping, and then they had a confrontation in the State House. That's what she's referring to there. What is this billionaire? He seems to be having issues with the government. So from the time that he held that pageant, he disputed a number of cars and pretty much flashed a lot of money in Choma. He has been on the political radar. He has made it emphatically clear to say he's not a politician. He has no intentions of standing in politics. He's not funding any political, but hey, it is what it is. People always bring him into politics. So James Ndambo's, so it seems like he's in the country at the moment. Obviously, Choma is his hometown. In as much as he's now a South African citizen, last I checked, but home, Choma is where he was born, or Southern Province is where he was born. So he cannot prevent him, in as much as he can go wherever in the world and can live anywhere else. The heart, you can tell that he's still back home. He wants to invest back home, but everything he tries to do back home is entangled in some politics. So now there's been an allegation to say Mao Sampa is trying to give his version of the Patriotic Front to James Ndambo because he's got the resources to fund everything. But Mr. Ndambo, the team around him have stated to say he has no intentions to run for political office as president or in any capacity. So Mao Sampa says, clarification on Mr. James Ndambo's upcoming visit to Choma is actually, it's either he's in the country or is yet to be in the country, but his trip has been marred with a lot of political connotations. He goes further to say, this is Mao Sampa. Contrary to some posts from paid up United Party for National Development, UPND propagandists, there is no talks or plans for me to hand over Patriotic Front PF to Mr. James Ndambo. 1, he is not a politician, but a businessman. 2, political parties are not given away like sweets to anyone. It's via internal elections. So he says he has no plans and no talks of handing over the Patriotic Front to Mr. James Ndambo. And that man has clearly said he's not interested in politics. And he has walked the talk, honestly. There are some people that you may question to say, Dora, she might say she's not interested into getting back into active politics, but she issues out political statements every now and then, and you can tell, say, the heart is still in the political arena or in the political ring. But with Mr. Ndambo, literally, he has tried to stay off the radar. Apart from the things that he does, obviously, make the news when you distribute that amount of money. I think last time he distributed about $2 million US. So you can expect that to make news and shake up things. Obviously, with the exchange rate that we have at the moment, that's expected to make news. But he has never issued a political statement. He has invited both people from the ruling government. I think it should be Cornelius Moit attended his event, and everyone from people from all walks of life. But obviously, politicians have to do that. So Mao Sampa is simply making it clear to say he has no intentions of handing over the Patriotic Front to Mr. James Ndambo because he's not interested in the first place. Obviously, he puts up an article explaining to say he's just coming for a visit. Say he's been invited for the Anglican, they say the upcoming visit in light of the reports of various outlets, which in my view left room for speculation. It is essential that we address the potential miscommunication and emphasize that Mr. Ndambo's upcoming visit to Zambia is purely driven on faith and religious commitments. Mr. Ndambo is returning to his beloved hometown, as I told you, Choma, after 3 years hiatus, which resulted from prior political interference and intimidation, misdirected priorities, and obviously there. So he's simply coming to Zambia according to the new apostolic church that has invited him there. So not a political move, and he's not coming to link up with Mao Sampa. That's according to Mao Sampa there. Obviously, James Ndambo is returned to Choma to join religious festive. So the Patriotic Front has also issued. This is where you might see the reason why the UPND is uncomfortable with this. The level of endorsement or support that James Ndambo gets from the Patriotic Front, because this version of the Patriotic Front page, this is the one that is run by Edgar Chagolungu, and you just heard a statement coming from Mao Sampa. That's another Patriotic Front version of the Patriotic Front. There are about 3 versions. So you can see the UPND can have a side eye with this. The level of endorsements he gets from the Patriotic Front, you might think he's a PF candidate, but he's a neutral man. He's trying to be neutral, but anyway, he's always associated with the PF according to the way it looks here, because you can see both sections of the Patriotic Front putting up statements clarifying to say the visit is just a church visit. In as much as it might be a church visit, but the endorsement or pretty much the emphasis coming from the 2 sections of the PF might bring up questions. But anyway, it is what it is. And then in the news diggers, government explained explains US aid. Back of it went towards health, not direct economic growth. So there's been this statement that came from, should be the current government ambassador to the US saying, Zambia has failed to grow despite 8 billion donations, US envoy. Man. And then obviously Mr. James Ndambo, the one that you see up there, say lift James Ndambo out of country's political debates. But it's impossible to do that. I mean, it is what it is. He just has to take it as it is. Chingola erupts into, in riots, 62 arrested, obviously out of as a result of those. There was a looting of shops. So, and that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.